I can record to the cloud. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to jump off here on Facebook, and if you can, join me on Zoom. All right, guys. Here we are. Welcome. Welcome to Everyday Aromatherapy and Essential Yoga Space. Welcome to this opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about how essential oils can support your family's health and well-being naturally. Most of the time, people who come on here or people who find me or who are interested in learning more are people who are tired of all the synthetic chemical methods of healthcare. They're tired of the endless side effects and the pain that's caused by different medications and wanting to do things more naturally and work with their body's own sophisticated and intelligent healing mechanism. So if that is you, and if you are feeling this at all, then you are in the right place, okay? You're in the right place, and I just want to say welcome, 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 all right? So a little bit about me, in case you're unfamiliar with me. My name is Pili Bailey. I have a master's in chemistry. I am an aromatherapist, a yoga therapist, and I am one who likes to use natural methods of healthcare before I go to a synthetic method. Okay, for over 12 years, I worked in patent research. I did patent research on pharmaceutical patents, nutraceutical and supplement patents, medical devices, anything that was bioaffecting, biotreating. So even lotions, shampoos, cosmetics, all of these things is what I have spent the last 12 years of my life doing research for various companies. And all that I've come out of that experience with is a desire to do things more naturally and to work more holistically with my body's natural intelligence. So I want to welcome you. If you are on this call, I want you to know that when you first come on to Zoom, you're muted. But if you have any questions and if you want to ask any questions, then please go ahead and do so. I want to say hi, Kat. I'm glad you're here. And if you do have any questions, then you can just unmute yourself and ask. So why am I on here and what is it that I want to share with you? So I started using essential oils, well, really back when I was in my 20s. So I was living in Virginia. I had dreadlocks. I was a yoga teacher and a musician for a church. And I was, the quintessential hippie girl, right? I was a vegetarian and I didn't use deodorant and I used essential oils, right? I used lavender and tea tree oil. Those were my deodorants. So life happened, things changed. I started using deodorants again. And then fast forward like 15 years, I guess. No, maybe not 15 years. I'm not that old. Anyway, fast forward. I found myself here in California. I had a son. I was married, brand new son. And I started to really think about what are the things that I'm doing in my life and what are the ways that I'm bringing, either I'm bringing health into my life or I'm bringing the opposite of health. So health or dis-ease, right? Which ways am I actually giving myself what it needs for my body to be able to fight off, environmental threats, to be able to holistically heal and what ways am I actually hindering my body's way of being able to heal. So I started looking at that. Why? Because I was a brand new mom, right? I'm a brand new mom with this tiny little human, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this world is big and scary, and there's a lot of things that can hurt this little human. He has a much smaller body than I do. So the toxins that my body has been used to, what are the effects of those toxins on this very tiny little human? So of course, I went to my research background, I went to my science background, and I started doing research, and I started really reading ingredients on products and packages and things like that. And all that left me with was a desire to do things much more naturally, much more holistically, and to be able to know what I was using in my home was ultimately going to be benign, at least. You know, whether it was going to improve my health, hopefully, but hopefully it's not going to actually decrease my health. And that was my main thing. So I started thinking about, what are the things I'm putting on my body? What are the things I'm putting on my son's body? All those things. So fast forward, that's how I got into essential oils. I have been educating people on how to use essential oils and aromatherapy for the last 3 years. I'm also a yoga teacher and a yoga therapist. And so I've been educating people on how to heal their bodies naturally through yoga, and especially the combination of yoga and aromatherapy. So that's just a little background on me in case you don't know who I am, or you're new to this, or somebody has shared this video with you and you're kind of like, who is this chick? Okay, so this is a very short video, right? I've been talking for 20 minutes and I call it short, but listen, this is a very short video in content, okay? What I want to share with you is just a very few tips on what my family does when we are hit by environmental pathogens, when we're hit by, you know, the things that are going around and causing people to have, you know, runny noses, congested chest, you know, not feeling good, low energy, all those things, right? This is what we do. So I was not feeling great starting last Thursday. And it was very surprising to me because it's been a very long time since I've ever had any kind of cold. Like, people are dropping like flies around me and I usually don't get anything, okay? But for whatever reason, my body said, now's the time. So my main go-to is going to be something that's going to be very protective to my body, and also that's going to help my body to fight off any pathogen. So basically, I want something that's going to boost my immune system, or at least help my immune system to function optimally. And I want something that is going to help to combat any of those external pathogens, those, let's just call them bacteria, viruses, you know, those things that we don't want in our body. So the essential oils that I love to use for that, so the immune boosting essential oils are going to be melaleuca. They're going to be citrus oils. Those are oils like lemon, wild orange, grapefruit, bergamot. These are oils that have high limonene content, and that limonene content, which you get in the outside of the rind of the fruit, has antibacterial properties, has antifungal properties. They are really reducing, they have anti-inflammatory properties as well. And citrus fruits are very uplifting to the mood. Okay, so those are great ones to reach for. Also, like I said, helping your immune system to function optimally, you want to give it things that are high in antioxidants. So, you know, antioxidants are these super important chemicals in our body that help our cells to fight off free radicals and to fight off the toxins that come into our body. So things like cinnamon, clove, ginger, these are all going to be oils that are going to be high in antioxidants. And then, you know, when you get whatever, maybe be it cold, flu, whatever it is, you get that congestion in the chest, the phlegm, the mucus, and that really, in this go round for our family, was the main thing that was so hard to do. So it was like, maybe we felt bad 1 or 2 days, but like literally for my young son, he's still hacking up stuff, and he got sick 3 weeks ago, you know? And so his body is fine, but I'm still hearing the production of phlegm and mucus in his respiratory system, which I don't like. So I started to, and then same with my husband. He got sick 2 weeks ago. He's still hacking and coughing, but he's not sick anymore. But it's just that it's an unproductive cough, right? So it's not getting the phlegm out of his body. His body's trying, but it's not getting it out. So I started to do my research to find what are the things that you can do to get that dry, you know, thick phlegm out of your lungs and help your body to, you know, to get it out. So I know some people go to the store and they buy something called an expectorant. But just so you know, there are natural expectorants, and some of these expectorants come in the form of essential oils. So the one that I talked about before, the combination of the citrus oils, the rosemary, the cinnamon and the clove, and the ginger, those are going to be really, really helpful to get some of that stuff out, and also make sure that it doesn't become bacterial. But to get the stuff out, one of the things that I found was really helpful for me was frankincense. So at the end of the night, I will rub frankincense in coconut oil on my chest. Sometimes I will mix that with either eucalyptus or rosemary. Lately, rosemary has been my jam. So I've really been using rosemary and frankincense and putting that on my chest. And then the piece de resistance is copaiba. Copaiba is an essential oil from Brazil. It comes from the endocannabinoid, it is an endocannabinoid oil, meaning that it's processed through the endocannabinoid system. There's 2 receptors in the body that process endocannabinoid oils. One is called the CB1 receptor. One is called CB2. The CB2 receptor deals with more of the body effects of endocannabinoid oils, where the CB1 deals with more of the psychological effects. Okay, so if you're thinking of other cannabinoid oils that you've heard of, one would be THC. One would be CBD. So there are essential oils that are processed through that same receptor, just like CBD oil. Copaiba is one of those, but it doesn't have any kind of psychedelic effects, okay? It just has a very supportive effect to your body. So Copaiba is my new jam, okay? It helps relieve a lot of anxiety, muscle tension, brain fog, things like that. But it's also been really supportive of helping me to get out that thick mucus that was in my chest, and really helping me to have more of a productive cough, which is, you know, you'll hear that in when you go see your doctor. Is the cough productive? Meaning, is it helping your body to get that phlegm up and out, which is what it needs to do? And if it gets stuck in there, then that's when we have a breeding ground for other kinds of disease, right? So frankincense. If you get no other essential oil in your home, have frankincense. It's so amazing. Not only is it antibacterial, antifungal, it's also very supportive of your cognitive function. It helps with your nerve, the cells in your brain. It helps with your nerve endings. It helps to reduce pain, anxiety, depression. It's a wonderful oil. Okay, so those are some of the main ones that I would reach for. And then I wanted to share with you a little sequence of oils that you can do when you're starting to feel like, I think something is starting to come onto my body, and you're trying to ward it off. So if you're working with your body's natural healing mechanism, you know that the first signs of getting sick, you get that achy, achiness in the joints, you get tired, you're fatigued. Your body is basically telling you, hey, it's time to slow down. We need to focus on getting this environmental pathogen that has just tried to come into our body out. It doesn't belong here. So this is where we need to start listening to our bodies. What does our body need? So a lot of times what we do is we try to push through, right? How many of you guys are a push through kind of person? Like push through the sickness, the cold, whatever. Yes, Channy, you said you're a push through kind of person. You don't. So are telling us it's time to slow down, that's when we need to listen so that we can help our bodies to heal. It's the first sign. So one of the ways that you do that is by using essential oils that are helping you to calm and soothe and slow down. So the two oils that I use are, one is called a grounding blend, and it's a mix of spruce. It's a mix of hoe wood, frankincense, blue tansy, and blue chamomile, and this manthus flower. It's really supportive of your mood and your emotions, and it's super supportive anytime that you're feeling you have that anxious agitation and you need to calm that down. And then lavender essential oil, which is probably the most popular essential oil in the world. It's the one that most people know about. Lavender essential oil is so supportive of helping your body to rest. It's also an anti-inflammatory oil, so it's very supportive of reducing pain in the body. So I will put that on when I know that I'm starting to feel sick. Actually, I should say, I will have my husband put it down my spine. So we start with the grounding blend, and he puts a couple drops and he rubs it down. Then we'll start with the lavender. He'll put a couple drops and he'll rub it down. Then we move to the two oils that are going to help support the immune system. So those are the two oils that are going to be very supportive of cleansing whatever that environmental pathogen is that just came in. So those two oils, one is Melaleuca, which you might be familiar with. Melaleuca is tea tree oil. So if you've heard of tea tree oil, you know it's an oil from Australia. It's very antiseptic, antifungal, antibacterial, and it's really supportive, especially when you're having that pressure build up in the back of your ears, that drainage where it causes pain. Sometimes it can be a sharp pain or a dull pain. You can rub the Melaleuca right on the back of the ear and down the eustachian tubes to really help support your body's ability to heal. And then again, the protective blend I talked about, that mix of citrus and antioxidant oils like cinnamon and clove, the eucalyptus and rosemary that are supportive of the respiratory system. That one I'll also have my husband drop right down my spine. So both Melaleuca and the protective blend, and he'll rub it right down my spine. And then the next two oils are the soothe your agitated muscle oils, the ones that help to reduce the swelling, the inflammation, and the pain. A lot of the oils that are in here are documented analgesic, meaning pain relieving, documented anti-inflammatory, meaning that it cools and calms and soothes the body. And so I'll have him drop those two on my back as well. So one has wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, ylang-ylang, helichrysum, which helichrysum I just found out today because I've been having some dizzy spells. Helichrysum helps with when you're feeling really dizzy. It's hard for you to keep your focus because the room seems like it's spinning. You can reach for that helichrysum to help and rub that right on the back of the ears, and it's very supportive of that. And then the other one is another mix of oils with peppermint. but then it has marjoram, basil, grapefruit, and lavender, and cypress. So cypress is really supportive of circulatory system. It really helps your circulatory system, your heart, and also just to get blood flowing. You know, a lot of times when you have sore, achy muscles, it's because of that lactic acid buildup, right? And so you go and get a massage and they're really like pushing in there and helping to get that lactic acid buildup out so that you can have the blood to recirculate through those muscles. So same thing, cypress oil is really supportive of helping to get new blood flow to those muscles, and that helps to relieve some of that aching, pain, and tension. So those are the third set of oils that I'll have my husband drop down my spine. And all of this he's rubbing on my back, diluted with fractionated coconut oil. Okay, and so that's going to be super, super supportive of my body. And then at the last step, at the bottoms of my feet, he will put a drop of peppermint and a drop of wild orange. Okay, so peppermint is a anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, it's a pain reliever, and it actually helps your body to, it's an energizing oil. And then there's the wild orange, which is also uplifting, but remember earlier we talked about citrus oils being high in limonene content, meaning that they have, and you can look up limonene. I love doing this. I love to just Google like some of the constituents that are in essential oils, and then you get to see exactly what those, what properties those oils have, and you don't have to like take it from my word. Like you can literally Google. I like to go to Google Scholar because then you get scientific research, but you can literally go to Google Scholar and type in limonene and antibacterial, limonene, antifungal, limonene, you know, hypertension, limonene, cardiovascular, and just see what limonene can do. So that's your challenge. Go for that. And so these are some of the oils that I would use to help support my body and help support my son's body. Now, here's a little tip for young children. For kids under 6, there might be an effect if they use oils like peppermint or eucalyptus, where it kind of slows their respiratory system. Now, I have not had that issue with my son, but I have heard of this happening. And so some parents are very, very hesitant to use peppermint or eucalyptus or things that have menthol on their young ones. So here's some pro tip here. You can use rosemary for supporting the immune system. Rosemary can help with the respiratory system as well. You can use marjoram, and you can use thyme. So thyme is an antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and you can use that, put it in the diffuser or dilute it into fractionated coconut oil. There's certain, for young kids and for people with very sensitive skin, you want to dilute oils more highly than you would for older people. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you have any questions about dilution and all that stuff, let me know. I do other videos where we'll talk about how do you mix oils, how do you make a roller ball, how do you do that stuff. But I literally will prepare a cold roller ball when somebody in our home is sick, and we just go, we rub that on the person every hour. And it's very, very supportive of their body, of their immune system. So that is my tip for how to stay well this winter season and what oils you can use to stay well. Do you have any questions? So I am going to open it up, see if you have any questions. And if you can't, let's see. I'm going to, yeah, anybody have any questions? I think everybody is unmuted. And if you don't have any questions, that's all good too. Yeah, so if you do think of any questions that you might have, please go ahead and comment in the video once you watch it. Comment in the comments. I will post this video in my Facebook group, my Everyday Aromatherapy Customer VIP group. So I hope that you guys have found some useful tools for how you can support your family's health naturally. And if you have any specific conditions or concerns that you would like a consultation for, please feel free to message me. I schedule wellness consults with people. I have a few appointments every week. So make sure that you book with me soon, because I only do about 2 to 3 consults per week. But I would love to help you any way that I can. And otherwise, please continue to connect with me here on Facebook and to meet with me during my Zoom calls. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.